Hey guys, welcome back to another trash commentary by yours truly, Cool Shaman. Now, as you can see, we're in a new map than the first commentary that I had, and this one's called Wheel of War. And also, I'd like to make a correction on my other video where I said the map's name was Labby, but it was actually Labyrinth. But the players in this game just say Labby for short. Now, as you can see, I'm in probably the worst situation in the worst position in the entire game. I'm surrounded by 4 people, 2 on my left, 2 on my right, so I'm just making a bunch of huts. I gotta make sure that I don't die so that my teammates can kill them before they kill me. So these static defenses, they cost a lot of electricity. It's pretty much one flame hut is almost an entire windmill. It's pretty ridiculous. As you can see, I'm going to need another windmill, so I'm about to queue it up right there. But as you can see, by building static defenses while trying to also build units is a bad idea like him. He has built two flame turrets, and he's out of power, and he does not have enough trash to even make another windmill. Because he built 2 garages, and 2 garages means that he wasted 25 to 30 trash. I'm not sure about the exact amount. So he doesn't have enough to build other buildings that he needs. Now, as you can see right there, he was actually able to get to a spot where his units can hit me while my flame turret cannot hit them. But luckily, my second gat came out, and I'm able to do double the amount of damage. But this still provides a situation that's not that great. But luckily, I can just run back and have my flame turrets attack. That way I can do extra DPS. Now, as you can see, I definitely need a lot of windmills, and you'll see a lot of windmills in this game. This game doesn't look too much in my favor, but luckily, oh, here's a mutant, and that's a Carnico. And basically, I've explained them last time, I believe. Basically, they shoot acid bombs, and I'm kind of in trouble, but if there's only 1, 2 guys can easily take care of it, especially once my heal HUD is done. And the heal HUD heals 8, I believe. And so it can pretty much take a good beating. Now, as you can see, I'm still very unpowered. Even though I have 3 windmills, I'm still trying to make another flame HUD. And currently 2 flame HUDs are unpowered, and 1 heal hut. Now, as you can see, I canceled that one building I was making on the side because I did not have enough trash to make anything, to make a windmill, which I needed really badly for my defenses. And as you can see, my heal hut is still my heal hut and my flame hut still is unpowered, even though I built a windmill. And right there, they're flaring because one guy's like, "Oh, you're alive. That's good," because the more people alive, the better it is. And right now, if my heal hut was on right now, or powered, my gats would actually be able to get themselves healed. Now, what you saw right there was me canceling the gat so that I would have enough trash to make the windmill, and then I re-queued up the gat because I really needed some soldiers. Now, this is what we call a 2-pronged attack. Luckily, I knew he had gats, so I was like, okay, my flame hut should be able to take care of it. There's no way he can go to the back and do anything. So I told my gats to attack the Carnicos, which do the most amount of damage to my flame towers because A, they can fly, so my flame towers can't hit them, and B, they do a bunch of AEO damage. They also have an aura that can increase his allies and himself. They pretty much gives it extra AEO damage. So those gats right there had extra AEO damage for a certain amount of time because after the Carnico leaves, then the aura disappears. Now, as you can see, they are doubling me pretty bad, but they aren't that good because I was still able to take them. Look at this. I'm still microing. I've still got 4 gats. It's pretty amazing how much I still have, even though there have been 2 people attacking me. Now, you might think that the structures are kind of OP in this game, but they really aren't. a tank can outrange a flame hut, so you can just keep on attacking with the tank, you know. Or you can just send in a whole bunch of helis, or Carnicos for that matter, to take out the flame huts. Now, you might think, oh, if they have defense against ground, what about air? Well, they do have flak turrets. And basically what these babies do is they're pretty much anti-air turrets. And they shoot kinetic bursts, so they get benefited by kinetic upgrades. And as you can see me doing right there, they've been attacking me for a good amount. Those gats have been coming and coming and coming. So I needed to build some defenses over there. Now, as you can see, I'm just building huts. You can see my trash count, it's really down, but if you look at my gas count, it's ridiculously high. Normally in a trash game, if you are making units, you won't have that much gas, unless you are a really bad macro, or you're trying to expand too fast, because you'll run out of trash faster trying to make a bunch of buildings at once, with no one harvesting. And you'll see me later on build more dump trucks. Normally just one dump truck in the beginning, then later on when I get like into a mass expand type of mindset, I build more dump trucks, because you need more trash, otherwise you will run out of trash and you will not be able to build units and buildings at the same time, which is a definite necessary thing. As you can see, my partners down below are just running around everywhere. They are pretty much dominating one or two players, and I'm trying to tell my partners, you know, he's going Carnicos. I was trying to get them to bring one of the Helliers on our team to rape his Carnicos, but it just wasn't happening. And as you can see, massive Carnicos. That does a lot of damage, and there's the two-pronged attack. Luckily, I built that extra turret, which is doing a good amount of damage, and I also built that flame range, so that my turrets get extra range. As you can see, you see that turret at the top? It wouldn't be able to hit those Gatling cars unless it had that flame range that I gave it. Right now, he's trying to gun down my flame hut before, but then he started attacking my flak turret because it just finished in time, which I got really lucky in. Now, as you can see, here's another function in the game that's kind of like the StarCraft, it's SCV's power, which is repair mechanical stuff and buildings. Right now, my dump trucks are currently repairing my flame hut, which took a bunch of damage, and my flak turret, which took a bunch of damage. I'm glad that they didn't die, otherwise I would have been in big trouble. Now you can see that my partner's pretty much dying over there. He's being doubled like crazy. But luckily, my partners are there. They'll try to help the best they can. And I wish I could show the top right area, but that orange player right there on my team, he's pretty much dead. He's got nothing in his base except for his structures that are unpowered. And his dump trucks are probably, I think they ran away somewhere. And so that's pretty much a free base for the other team. Luckily, we were able to kill George. You remember him from last time? Yeah. Well, he was in this game, luckily against me. Actually, in the lobby, they decided that they'd try to figure out the teams. And I was using a Smurf account, and pretty much what that is if you don't know, is a new account, which even though I'm good at the game, you know, I just made a new account, didn't use my main account, you know. And so they thought, you know, this kid probably sucks as much as George, so let's put him on different teams to make it a lot more fair. And I was so glad I was not on George's team. Well, George got doubled, and then he just got totally destroyed. And as you can see, I need a lot more flak turrets against those Carnicos. So I'm building another 2, and I need a lot of windmills. Otherwise, it ain't gonna be powered. And the flak turrets, they don't cost as much electricity as the flame turrets. I believe it's one windmill can power 2 of them. And the reason why I'm covering the right side is because most of the Carnicos and stuff are coming from the right side and not trying to flank me around. Now, as you can see, that he got pretty smart now and started building tanks to take him out, but he was in range of my flame turret, so that's not smart. But it didn't really matter because my flame turrets had range like crazy. So even if he tried to tried to attack my flame hut without trying to take damage, he still would have, because my flame hut range outmatched the tank range. And 2 tanks just isn't gonna cut it with two flame turrets and a bunch of Gatling cars to back them up. So he left. And right now I'm just kind of, making sure I don't die. See, here we go. He's pretty much dead, and I'm just looking at if he left or not to see, if he's exactly quote-unquote dead. But we're pretty much dead even right now, I guess you could say, because it's 1 player down for each team. But the person who was pretty much these maps, when you're placed, it's the exact mirror. So as you can see, I'm top left, while the opponent has a guy to the top or the bottom right, which is in the exact same situation as me. Now the thing about that is, because he's in the same situation as me, he also has 2 people on both sides. Actually, no, I believe he had 2 people on one side and 1 person on the other side. So that came up with kind of a problem, but it didn't really matter. He didn't get pwned because his partners were helping him, making sure that he doesn't die, but he wasn't able to amass a strong enough army to destroy anyone. Now you see, I kind of got scared right there because sometimes people use dump trucks to scout, and I see this, I'm like, I gotta attack, come on, it's boring with that attack. And then I saw this chieftain, and it had teleportation, and I knew I was in trouble. What he was trying to do was teleport that chieftain up on the cliff, and then just rain fire down on my flame turrets and my flak turrets. And I was like, no way, that ain't happening. I killed it. And then you see that warp gate twin? Well, what that does is it allows you to link 2 positions and pretty much creates a warp gate, so you can travel through that distance instantaneously. So I had to kill it quickly before he could warp gate to his allies and pretty much rape me. So my next thing was I gotta take out this teleporting structure, because if he still has the teleporting structure, he can go to the temple and just kill me. I kind of got confused. Someone was knocking around here, and I lost my train of thought instantly. But in his temple, he can build another chieftain and just teleport him up and just rain more fire on me. And I had nothing that could hit anything on a cliff. So right now, I'm just flaring and I'm saying, I'm killing him, man. I'm killing him. Don't worry about it. I'm killing him. And as you can see, I was like, he doesn't have much. Well, let's start building flame bikes. And flame bikes, as you know, are really good against structures. And so I'm just pwning him right now. Oh yeah. And you know the guy who was on my team the last time, Optics? Well, he's the guy who's in the same situation as I am, but on the enemy side. And he's better than me. In a 1v1, he can easily kill me. But in a team game, I've got a chance, because I won't always be facing him. I'll have my allies to help me out. As you can see, I don't know where his Carnicos are or where his army is, but I'm killing it. And I think he realizes now that I'm attacking him, because he moves all his thralls to the back of his base, and then he tries to teleport them out. And I was like, oh no, no you ain't. And I try to kill them as quickly as possible. I get 2. That one I barely get before it gets